Every assessment at university has easy marks. Now these marks aren't associated with the content of your assessment at all, so not related to the research component. Here are 4 easy marks that you don't want to miss out on. Number 1, making sure all of your figure captions are written below your figure, numbered consecutively, and are completely standalone. First off, you need to make sure that they're below your figure. Then what I mean by being numbered consecutively means that the first figure in your assessment will be figure 1, and the next will be figure 2, and so on. So that makes sense. Then they need to be standalone. That means it describes your figure completely without the person reading it or marking it, reading anything else in your assessment. Just looking at the figure caption, they completely understand your image. This should be fairly easy to do because all you need to do is write your figure captions before you start writing the rest of your assessment. And that should be easy because, of course, you've created all your images and tables before you started writing, right? You always want to do that first. Number 2, make sure all of your table captions are above your tables, numbered consecutively, and are standalone. So as opposed to your figure captions that go below your figures, all of your table captions should go above your tables. Number 3, stay within your word count limit. Your assessment outline should detail the word count limit for your assessment. A general rule here is that your reference section or bibliography is not included in your word count, but you will need to double check with your lecturer for your specific assessment. Now, if you're not sure how strict that word count limit is, the best rule of thumb is to use 10%. So for example, if your assessment is 2,000 words, then you have 200 words on either side to play with. But you certainly don't want to be writing an assessment that's 1,000 words or 3,000 words because you will lose the marks associated with the word count limit component. You want to stay within that word count limit to tick their box and get those marks allocated for it. It's such an easy mark to get. And number 4, make sure that your citations and references are correct and consistent. Now there's 4 different components within this. First, you want to double check that you've used the correct referencing style that your lecturer actually wanted you to use for your assessment. Otherwise, you're going to need to change it to match. Then you want to make sure that you've been consistent throughout your document, throughout your assessment. So you want to make sure that you haven't changed referencing styles throughout, or perhaps that you've used the word and then suddenly started using the ampersand symbol in your citations. You're just double checking that it's all consistent. So it's quite quick to check. Then you need to make sure that everywhere that you have a piece of information from somewhere else, that you do have a citation, that you haven't just put in this piece of information without a reference to where you got it from. You need to provide that data, that source information. And then the 4th component of making sure your citations and references are correct are making sure that for every citation you have in text, that you have a reference for it, and vice versa. What can happen is we might be correct at the time of writing our assessment, but then later on when we're editing, we might delete whole sentences, and that might remove that citation in our text, but they may still be listed in our reference or bibliography section. So it's important that you double check all of those. I like to highlight them as I go, unless of course if you're using EndNote or another referencing software option, and that process will be really easy for you. There are marks allocated for each of those components for citations and references for your written assessments. So you may as well tick those boxes and get those easy marks up front. Now, if you want to know more of the easy marks you can get for your written assessments, then watch this video here where I explain all of the do's and don'ts of academic writing.